Grand Touring Motorsports started as a social group of car enthusiasts, but we've expanded into all sorts of motorsports disciplines, and we want to share our stories with you. Years of racing, wrenching, and motorsports experience brings together a top-notch collection of knowledge and information through our podcast, Break Fix.
A former race car driver's car is confiscated. He rebuilds it and drives to free California with a teen's help. Agents dispatch a jet pilot to stop him, fearing his autonomy threatens their control.
Yeah.
That was wrong. Did we watch the same movie?
That's the official read for this movie.
That's lies. It was never confiscated. He hid it in his basement the whole time.
I cannot fact check everything on IMDb, okay?
You were fact checking 2 lines. Also, I was told there would be no fact checking.
That's super fun facts. That's your guys' job.
I think he even said it an hour and 20 minutes into the movie.
But yeah, guys, we are in the year of the apocalypse on our podcast. Everything I learned from movies. Maybe you've heard of us. Wow, this is a perfect fit because we have apocalyptic dystopian future.
Yeah.
We have cars. We have jets, lasers. Burgess Meredith, like we are going full out for 1981's The Last Chase.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, but babe, we're not alone for this one either.
What? Do I need
Yeah.
to put a bra on?
No, we're going without Sans video on this one, but
Oh, thank God.
we have with us the Grand Touring Motorsports Break Fix podcast. Welcome!
We are excited to be back with you guys. And this is, like you said, Steve, special. This one has been hiding in the filing cabinet for quite a while. I'm looking forward to breaking this one down with you guys.
And of course, the voices you're going to be hearing. Sorry, I should have been more specific. We have Eric, Tanya, and Mountain Mike. I'm sorry, Mountain Man Dan.
He is forever Mountain Mike from now on.
So when are you guys going to hunt down a Mountain Mike's Pizza and try the Mountain Mike's Pizza?
Dan, you've been spending a bunch of time out west. Have you gone to a Mountain Mike's yet?
I have not seen one. I have to try to find one.
There's got to be one in Colorado.
Do it. I highly recommend the Everest. It is basically a mountain of meat and cheese on a pie, and it's delightful.
I like it. I like it. So, are we drinking tonight?
Well, of course we
I don't
are.
know, Steve. I'm still sober.
Well, let's see. From Uinta Brewing in Salt Lake City, Utah, we have their yard sale winter lager.
Because we need to drink
As we're in the
these.
heart of winter. Yeah.
I don't know. It snowed today.
That is true.
Welcome to life on the mountain. Oh, our tops.
Nice.
I'll see your beer and I'll raise you from the Highlands of Scotland.
Mm.
The one and only Earn Brew. Caffeinated,
Ooh.
quininated, bubbly. It tastes weird, but it's good at the same time. I don't know. It's pretty awesome. I got this from an import store. I've had it before. If you've never had Iron Brew is another way to pronounce it. This stuff's pretty cool. It's pretty good.
Because this is what Eric needs, is more caffeine.
100%. Oh my God.
Yeah.
100% caffeine.
Watch his heart stop
Yeah,
in real
so-
time.
Have those downers on standby.
You know what it tastes like? You remember the creamsicle dum-dums from when we were kids?
Yeah.
This is that in liquid form with a ton of caffeine.
Wow.
Ooh.
Pardon me. Threw up in my mouth.
All right. Intrigued.
I mean, as someone who still drinks all of the Mountain Dew flavors,
Yeah.
interested.
Was it the Henry Weinhard's or whatever orange sodas we like?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good stuff. How about you, Tiny? You drinking?
Sourced from 100 to 500 feet below me, I come to you with dihydrogen monoxide.
Ooh.
She's got her own well or something out back.
Apparently, somebody should have warned me about this chair. It is lethal. Holy shit. Oh, I just figured out why. It lost the wheel, kind of like this movie. I have to stop on the side of the road and repair this thing really quick.
What about Dan? What's he
Mountain
drinking?
Man Dan, how about you?
Much like Tanya, just drinking some agua. Mine's 350 feet below the house, so I know that for sure. So
Nice. Is this your guys' first time watching this movie? I know it was for us. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was not for me. This movie was recommended to me, and I got to give a shout out to one of our friends, Scotty B, if you're listening. He sent me this movie a long time ago. He's like, you're going to love it. It's got a car chase and it's got Lee Majors and race cars and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. And I watched it, and I'm not going to say my opinion on it because that's what we're here to talk about. But I was delighted to revisit it with you guys again and get your perspective on it because I have seen it before.
You've watched it numerous times. This is your trading paint.
No, we're not. No, you never go trading paint. You never go full Mountain Mike.
Never go full trading paint.
We need like the billboard of the movie so that we constantly reorder their goodness because, we'll get to it at the end. But I dare say this is still leagues above the Stuntman.
The poster is quite misleading. I mean, there's some facts in there, but a lot of times wait, but that never really. So we'll get into it. 1981's The Last Chase. We watched it on the Blood Bank. You may have to pirate this movie. It is not readily available. Or I guess it was on YouTube, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, it's on YouTube from time to time. But
what's the Blood Bank?
Oh, well, if you go to patreon.com/Bloody Bits of the Bloody Bits Horror Show, for $10 a month, you get access to a VPN that has thousands of hard-to-find, obscure, mostly horror movies, but this wasn't a horror movie, but it was on there. Check it out. Oh, but this comes from writer-director Martin Burke.
Who's he, Steve?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. You might know him from Carnivals, 1973. No? How about The Clown Murders?
I'll pass on that one.
No.
How about Power Play?
No.
No?
Is a porn, I'm pretty sure.
Right. This, Pirates of Silicon Valley.
Oh, I know that movie.
Mm-hmm. That was his next one. Avenging Angelo, America at a Crossroads, and Under Fire, Journalists in Combat.
I like that you read the colon.
Yeah, of course.
Nope, and nope. This is my first movie by him.
Yeah. Did we watch Pirates of Silicon Valley? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Okay.
Yeah, that's the Bill Gates, Steve Jobs dramatization.
Anthony Michael Hall's one of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, there's that same one. One more before we get into the actors. We had to go to the screenwriter.
Oh, boy.
Christopher Crowe. Does that name sound familiar to anybody?
It does sound familiar,
Yeah.
actually.
Who's he, Steve?
Well, he has 20 plus credits, including 3 episodes of Beretta, 9 episodes of the Hardy Boys / Nancy Drew Mysteries, but he is the creator of The Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo. This, BJ and the Bear, Streets of Justice, BL Stryker, starring friend of the podcast, William Shatner, Last of the Mohicans, The Untouchables TV series, The Watcher TV series, Fear.
He skipped over Miami Vice.
What? He did Miami Vice?
An episode, at least. I guess.
Oh, an episode, yeah. But babe, he's also married to Christina Rains. Does that name sound familiar?
Who's she, Steve?
You remember the Sentinel? The main model chick? That's her. She basically retired after marrying him.
I mean, who would?
Oh, and we lost another great actress from that movie. Not really. She basically spent the whole movie passing out. It was great. The other screenwriter, Roy Moore, he wrote Black Christmas, 10 episodes of The Adventures of Timothy Pilgrim, whatever that is, and then he gets credit on all the Black Christmas remakes. That's about it.
Oh, wow.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
But our beloved 80s action hero, though.
Oh, yes, the one, the only Lee Majors as Franklin Hart.
Who's he, Steve?
Let's see. Over 130 credits, including The Virginian. He's Steve Austin from The $6 Million Man, The Secret of Bigfoot, Steel, this, The Fall Guy,
Yeah.
Scrooged, Musketeers Forever, Out Cold, Big Fat Liar, 8 episodes of Ash vs. the Evil Dead, A Gettysburg Christmas, and of course, The Fall Guy, the movie from last year.
You know what I appreciate, Steve, is out of 130 credits that Lee Majors has, you listed Scrooged in there. He's in it for all of 45 seconds with that best one-liner. You've been a good boy this year, Lee. But it's like epic, right? It sets the tone.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you singled that out on the list.
Steve only picks the most iconic moments in actors' storied careers.
I like to pick things they've actually been seen in, like the 15 seconds he was in The Fall Guy last year. And, Musketeers Forever, which I know we all have a DVD copy of, right?
I mean, some of us do.
It's on the shelf with my Sinbad movie.
Yeah.
It usually comes in one of those 12 action movie packs or whatever. Also starring in this movie, of course, legend of film and screen, Burgess Meredith as Captain J.G. Williams.
Who's he, Steve?
Well, he has over 180 credits, but here are the ones you've actually seen him in. Burnt Offerings.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he's Mickey in the first 3 Rocky movies and then like voice clips the rest of them. The Sentinel popping up again. The Manitou, Magic.
Guys, if you've not seen Magic, please go watch Magic.
Anthony Hopkins is a ventriloquist who may or may not be insane and or have a possessed doll, and Burgess Meredith is his manager. And
This is
Margaret's
good.
in it. Ugh, it's great. What else has he been in? Clash of the Titans, Santa Claus, the movie, Grumpy Old Man, and of course he passed away in 1997.
Wait.
Did we skip the biggest thing?
The most important thing about Burgess Meredith, 1966 to 67, whatever, he was the Penguin in Batman.
In Batman, yes.
How is it that in this movie, which took place 20 years later, let's just say, does he look younger in this than he did when he was the Penguin in Batman?
Good makeup.
Yeah, makeup, yeah. When you have Lee Majors' makeup team on your side. Oh, and a couple more, just 2 more. Chris Makepeace as, I guess the kid's name was Ring. I never caught that in the movie.
He had a name.
I caught it at the end during the credits.
That
Yeah.
was us too. We were like, all right, so what is the name of Shit Kid?
I was like, wait, did the teacher say it earlier? Because I totally missed it. Like, oh, Ring James, whatever his name is, I don't know.
Could have been young Egon Spangler, was the same thing.
Yeah, right. 25 or so credits, including Meatballs, This, Mazes and Monsters.
Oh shit,
He's
y'all.
Watched that last year. Falcon and the Snowman, and of course, Izzy's favorite movie of all time, Vamp.
I do really like that movie. It's a rare movie where it starts out as a college comedy of like, oh man, to get into this frat, we have to find a stripper by 8 p.m., but it's already 5 and town's 2 hours away. And then it becomes just like a Bond girl eating people.
It's Grace Jones starring in From Dusk Till Dawn. It's great.
She has
okay.
0 lines and is phenomenal the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, Billy Drago's in it. Check it
Yeah,
out.
guys, I really can't recommend this movie enough. Like, I'm not even being sarcastic. It's just one of those things you have to sort of experience because it is so bonkers and it wildly shifts tones, and yet somehow it just works.
Does it involve a van?
They borrowed Long Duck Dong's drop top to get to town.
That's awesome.
That's right. But on Van News, guys, sorry, Steve, to break up this movie.
Oh yeah.
I bought a Ford Econoline 2008 long body big girl
You bought a church van?
for
Yeah.
$400.
No, that's awesome.
It
Yeah.
did require a new transmission.
But for $4,000, we basically have a van.
Yes.
Added a 0 there, I heard.
Yeah. Basically.
So did you name her? It's not Van Nessa. You didn't go that easy.
Yeah,
did you?
we totally did. It's
It's Vanessa. Steve, what's her last name?
Van Gogh.
Oh,
But
I
it's the
like it.
French spelling with the EAUX at the end.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
For classy.
We classy bitches.
Speaking of classy, Alexandra Stewart as Eudora.
Who's she, Steve?
150 plus credits, but most of it's French stuff, so who gives a shit? But, babe, she's been on the podcast before. She is Mrs. Sharon in Under the Cherry Moon.
Oh, man.
And she's also Catherine Legree in 2 episodes of Highlander.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
my.
Yeah, it's the season 2 Unholy Alliance, like the season finale there, where McLeod confronts Joe Dawson about Horton, the man who killed Darius. Darius! Then
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
and then follows the trail of Xavier St. Cloud to Paris. And of course, Xavier St. Cloud is played by the lead singer of Fine Young Cannibals.
Yeah.
We're really doing a good job of procrastinating talking about this movie, aren't we?
We need to fill some time.
She was the last one. It's so rare we have someone from Under the Cherry Moon pop into one of our movies.
It's true, though.
All right, so we hit play. Oh my gosh. See a racetrack, and we see a car sputter out because it ran out of gas. I'm assuming this was like a test run or something because the stands were all empty.
No, this was already in post-apocalyptic or dystopian world. He took
Was it? Okay.
he just took his race car out of the basement to go for a ride and then ran out of fuel.
I'm imagining free burying it in the garage. I think it was still together at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like this was like supposed to be, let's say, the late '80s or whatever. As we find out, they say there's no more oil. Like, it was a beautifully upkept racetrack if it's been sitting around for the last 5 or 6
Right.
years.
I'm also going to argue all of the blacktops in this are pristine.
Yeah.
And I do believe you need oil and petroleum to make.
Asphalt.
I
Yes.
mean, I might be wrong. I've been known to be wrong before.
You are correct.
Now, I did try to pinpoint which racetrack it was, and I did not do a very good job of finding a result. But based on the fact that the movie was filmed in Canada, it has to be one of the Canadian racetracks, even one of the smaller ones up in the Ontario area of that time period. There's not many that exist anymore other than like Mosport, which is now Canadian Tire Motorsports
It wasn't
Park.
filmed in Canada at all.
It says at the end that it was.
I also read that it was filmed in like Flagstaff and Sedona and
Probably for the airplane scenes, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely anytime there's an airplane involved. Yeah.
Clearly, because that looked very not Canadian.
Yeah. They're talking about like West Pennsylvania, that it's like showing southern Utah for what it looks like. It's like,
Yeah, but
well, where are they now then?
it's in the after time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio's a wasteland at this
You
point.
know what? It's Mosport.
It is Mosport. Okay.
Just found it.
Oh, Gene Hackman's down the street.
From that angle, I didn't recognize it because Mosport's really long as a track. So they only used one section of it then. Very cool.
And then we also get, I swear, a solid minute of ominous music staring at a gas pump.
Product placement, okay.
I guess.
That was an Exxon commercial. That's what that was.
But it was ominous, so it wasn't like a good Exxon commercial.
Yeah. Maybe it's paid for by Shell. Oh, wait, no, a Shell station gets blown up later in the movie, too.
Yeah.
Maybe this is paid for by the electric car. It's very much like looking at the gas pump like, this is why there is no future.
I just like the fact that he can cut open an Exxon gas pump with a set of tin snips.
It just baffled me. Like cutting through the outer wall of it made sense to me. But when he knocks it over to the side and like the pipe inside and everything just falls over with it.
Nothing was connected.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The $6 million man knocking out a gas pump was confusing.
And then suddenly he had like a siphoning device and he's like, squish, 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 squish. Like, what?
He had it in the back of his car, I guess. I don't know. Some people keep, jumper cables, and the professionals keep the little siphon ready to go.
So we go from his lone track day, stealing gas from underground, which actually is foreshadowing for later in the movie, as we come to find out, into this very long exposition monologue of just Lee Majors talking for like the next, what seems like forever, about what's going on. And did anybody really understand, other than there was a disease and
There was a pandemic that killed everybody.
Yeah, an epidemic, a plague that killed his wife and son. And then, of course, that led to gas not existing anymore. His buddy Fetch kind of filled us in.
You know what's sad? I literally watched this movie 3 hours ago. Like, I started it at like 5 and I already can't remember what happened.
I do like during his thing, he was like, I like to help out at the hospital from time to time. Of course I don't wear a mask, because why the fuck would I do that during an epidemic? I'll be all right. I'm Lee fucking Majors. I'm half robot.
but then cars are outlawed, but they're not. But I was so confused.
Like, all transportation is like gone because, I don't know, that was polluting the earth also.
I didn't get it.
And this disease, too, it could be a form of Legionnaire's disease. It could be chemical warfare. I don't know. Fake news.
There's so much foreshadowing
Yeah.
from 1981.
The first part of this movie, I'm like, oh my God, had we not see it coming? But he is like, well, you just kind of learn to live with the panic and the fear and until it becomes normal. And I'm like, fuck. All right.
Okay, so this is where two things I kind of want to diverge on. One is super fun car facts. Maybe I can save that for later if you want. But you guys just hit on something. We're talking about 1981. We're talking about foreshadowing, things that happened only just a couple of years ago, really. The film felt older than it was. And I wanted to ask you, Stephen, if I'm spoiling one of your fun facts, is this like The Stuntman, where it took this guy 10 years to make this movie happen? Because it feels like a 70s film and not an 80s film. There's just something off about the whole thing.
I don't think I have anything in the fun facts about it, like, sitting on somebody, was it Christopher Crowe's, like, oh, I got to make like 15 TV shows, then I can make a movie.
It releasing in 81, it's conceivable that he started making it obviously in the 70s, or at least
Yeah.
the thought process was. And with the oil thing, they'd just gone through not even a decade before the whole gas crisis in the US, right? So like they're probably pulling strings from that, because I think now I remember the thing with the cars, they were trying to preemptively stop some bigger crisis that they assumed was going to happen with like people's use of planes and boats and cars and all this stuff. So they outlawed it all.
And rocket ships and
Makes no sense.
And the reason I bring that up is because the car itself, when I started digging into its fun facts, is from 1972. It sort of triggered this. When was this film actually made? Because that car looks super new and very futuristic compared to the Grand Marquis with the Woody family truckster thing that he was driving around to go help the medical people or whatever. And I was like, okay. And then I dug into the car a little bit, and we can talk about that later. But that was my pinpoint to say this movie feels like it's off by 10 years.
And the thing that got me the most is because, like, basically after the scene, we cut to 20 years later, and I think it's supposed to be 2010 or 2011 or something like
Yeah.
that, like, in the future.
Oh, I missed that.
2011.
Oh,
It
okay.
takes place in
Yeah.
2011. And the pandemic thing was 20 years before that.
Yeah. So it's 20 years later because now Lee Majors doesn't have as much makeup on. He looks a little more Lee Major-ish. And he's taking the subway to work and all that. Yeah.
So the pandemic broke out in 1991, but I think he stopped racing from what you learn later before that. But that would still maybe have put him stopping racing in the 80s. So that's still
the
a
80s.
decade
Yeah.
after that car came out. So who knows?
So you talked about Lee Majors makeup. What do you call his hairdo? Was that a perm or is that like a fro? Like what was that?
The Shatner.
The shatter. Oh shit, this chair.
Eric, don't give me a goal of making you fall out of your chair.
I have to
legitimately.
sit up straight or I'm going to die in this chair. This is like that episode where the spider came in, remember? It was,
Oh, yeah. Like, well, Eric's fighting ghosts now.
this chair is brutal. So talking about other old stuff, at this point, after the whole car thing and cutting open the gas pump, we cut to the computer room.
No, we watch him tow that thing home. No, we learn about how it's this police state that it's turned into with cameras everywhere and cars are outlawed. The MFers going down the road in this big ass wagon with a trailer with a bright orange race car on it going down the highway. And nobody knows he has this secret car hidden in his basement. What?
Yeah. See, Tanya gets it.
His boldness of it when he goes to help out at the hospital or whatever, he drives right up, and the guy's like, "Hey, this was supposed to be turned into the impound lot."
Yeah, and then he just gets out, and it's like, so is it gone now? Okay, cool.
He lived in the middle of nowhere. How is he getting to work every day?
Bicycle.
I guess.
Well, the amount of time it used to take to go from A to Z is the time it now takes to go to A to B or whatever the heck he gave.
Yeah, he brings that up later. Yeah,
He wasn't complaining.
he's like trying to explain cars to a kid, and that's what he pulls out. And I'm like, oh god damn it, Lee, or what's his name?
Frank Hart. Yeah. So he works at the Department of Transportation. That's what I'm getting to. Is this
Yes.
computer room at the DOT?
Yes.
He's the spokesperson for the Mass Transit Authority.
Yeah.
And he pops up like he works in the fucking Trump administration. Just like, I used to be a race car driver. And now they want me to talk about how riding bikes is cool as shit. Yeah, any questions? No, you guys don't even know what a race car is? What are you, kids that have never seen such a thing? I wish I had a PowerPoint presentation I could give. You know what? Next scene.
And see, I got from that scene, I got more of The Simpsons. Hi, I'm Tom Hanks. The government's lost all
Yeah.
credibility, so they're borrowing some of mine.
Toss my hair, Mr. Hanks.
Okay.
Oh my god. All right, so this computer room, master control, like a scene out of Tron. I was waiting for Sark to come out or something. But what got me, again, talking about this movie feels really out of place. Did you all get the same vibe I did when you first saw the computer room? It was like this marriage between Willy Wonka and Dr. Strangelove,
It was totally Strangelove. Yeah.
right?
Boop, 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 beep, beep,
Well,
beep.
and here's the best thing. Like, what, 2 people run that whole thing? And it's like this cavernous cineplex of beeps and boops all over in a giant fucking screen. Like, if this were the taking of Pelham 123, there'd be 40 people from the Bronx running all the levers and shit in there. But nope, there's just one balding guy and some chick observing him.
The great thing is the one guy that's running it sits in the center, and there's no access point for him to get in or out.
Yeah. I assume he just jumps in and jumps out.
Like the Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah.
But I was also thinking, what is Robert Vaughn going to show up in like a tower, like in Superman 2, looking
Yeah.
down, and then suddenly Richard Pryor runs in from the side. Or, I'm not with them, Superman. Oh, it's so cliche.
The lady in this room apparently pulls the spokesperson aside and is like, Mr. Hart, we've got you on videotape going to one of the confiscation yards. We used to call them a junkyard back in my day. Like, yeah, same thing. Confiscation yard is what we call it, sir. Looking in your record, I understand you quit racing cars after a crash where you killed someone back in the 80s. And he's like, uh-huh. Yeah, thanks for filling in the exposition so I don't have to. What are we doing here?
When do we talk about that flashback scene?
That was real footage. That was Andretti in that Lotus, by the way, the Formula One cars.
They're talking, right? And they're like, "Burn, dun, dun, dun," and he lost it in the corner. They're on a straight. They're on a straight.
But they lost it in the corner.
What
Wow.
corner?
And then flipped like 8 or 9 times and ended up in the straight.
It's like being drunk in public. I wasn't drunk until you put me in public, right?
This exposition dump is nice and all. So then we cut to a nerd in an attic hacking the government.
It's like the Goonies.
Meanwhile, in war games, like, what the
Right.
fuck are we doing?
Young Neil Breen is getting his first taste of the internet.
Hacking all the government secrets.
This is where we get introduced to Radio Free California, the rebel state.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the interruption of like when he goes home because they're talking about sending him to rehab center. Like, you mean jail? Rehab center. We're gonna deport you to El Salvador. It's perfectly fine. Fucking dumbass.
Is it too soon?
Or is it too late? So he's at home watching the replay of the crash for whatever reason. I think he likes to watch his wife crying or something. That's how he goes to bed every night, I assume. Usually in this scene, like, you have someone like looking at their wedding footage or something like that, because anyone has ever done that in the history of forever. And no one? All right. But yeah, he's watching like the crash, and his wife like, oh my god, is everybody okay? Ah!
God, so terrible.
And then, yeah, this is when his replay is interrupted by, hello everybody, this is Free California. San Francisco has returned to machines, and we have our land back, and we're not under the government's thumb, so please come on out here, and blah blah blah. And then they lose the signal. Like, it's very They Live kind of vibes, like, you know.
Yeah.
Obey. They put on the glasses. That'd have been great, actually.
So this is where we also learned that the car was disassembled and buried underground, right? Because he's gotten the notion that now he wants to go to California. He wants to break away from the monotony of his Department of Transportation life and everything that's oppressing him. And I think he's in New England. I heard Boston, I think.
Yeah, I think he's in Boston. Yeah, so he starts digging in his garage like someone killed his fucking dog and he needs his guns. John Wick reference. I don't know.
But during this rebuild montage that happens over the course of 15 minutes, it feels like in the film, there's also that moment where his coworker's like, we'll just call him Lee. He's like, hey, come on, Lee, we're going to the bar. You're coming out to the bar with me, right? And I was like, did anybody else feel like we suddenly stepped into a Kubrick film?
Oh, totally.
What was going on in this bar?
So his buddy / speechwriter or whatever walking to the bar where the walls are covered in aluminum foil. And I'm like, the future. But then, they go in a back room and oops, orgy.
Oops.
And apparently in the original version, there was a lot more nudity and stuff in this scene, like an extra minute and a half, something like that. I think I read somewhere. Yeah, out of fucking nowhere in this movie. Like, but the next day he's, talking to kids again, in his spokesperson role. We notice one of the kids is the nerd that was hacking the government secrets earlier. He starts going off script and he's like, yeah, so, normally I get up here and tell you I'm a race car driver and how not having cars is great and great for the environment and great for, your duty to your country. But it's all bullshit. It's all rules and guilt and guys, think for yourselves. And of course, the one nerd kid gets up, like starts clapping. Yeah.
Everybody else is dead silent.
Yeah.
Like, think for ourselves?
Was it just me or did they all look like they were from Hogwarts?
Very Harry Potter vibes. Yeah.
J.K. Rowling, you hack!
They hint at the fact that it's like a prep school the kid got sent to, I guess, to try to straighten him out because he's rebellious. What they try to hint at, but he didn't seem it.
He's one of them free thinkers. And so, the jocks / other nerds have to like beat him up and like hang him from a statue upside down. Oh, wait, he did that himself? All right, never mind.
I wish I could do the Carradine laugh, right? We're talking about Revenge of the Nerd.
I've never seen that movie. Is it good? No, I've literally seen it 1,000 times as a 5-year-old. It shaped who I am to this very day.
Yeah.
Especially the second one.
Nah, Nerds in Paradise isn't my bag. Oh yeah, and also his speechwriter buddy basically says like, "Look, dude, you're an idiot. You're gonna get fired. I don't know what they're gonna do with you if they don't have a use for you. You're over 40. We're in like the Logan's Run time frame or something." Oh yeah, we see the kid. They set up for like a class photo, and he blows the head off the statue as they're taking the photo.
That was awesome.
Great stuff. What's the next thing that actually happens? Oh yeah, he sends a message to Hart, like an email, but it's one of those early 80s emails.
On a dot matrix printer, yeah.
You are not alone. And I was expecting Hart to be looking around like he's all of a sudden transported to like Black Christmas, like the call's coming from inside the house.
By the way, kids today will never know the joy of peeling the edges off the dot matrix paper and folding it into little accordions and then just
Right?
like seeing how long you can like stretch that.
100%. Simple joys, Izzy. Simple joys.
The next day, Hart gets a memo and is basically like, yeah, you've been suspended, probably going to go to jail. So then the police golf carts show up at the school.
Oh my God. These are the funniest recurring jokes in the whole film. Like every time I saw these, what looked like they were reused for Johnny Cabs later in Total Recall, I just kept cracking up because they're like cyber police vehicles. Like Tesla designed these things, right? I
Yeah,
mean, that's what they
yeah.
look like. And I'm just cracking up the whole time. Like, this is so hitting close to home. They didn't even know what they were doing, 44 years ago now. This is incredible stuff.
But yeah, they're tracking the signal that apparently this kid's sending out, hacking the government secrets. But then it's like, wait, why are they outside of Hart's house? And then we see Hart, he's inside, sipping his whiskey, whatever, for the night. And then you hear someone like break in through the front door. And I'm like, well, illegal search and seizure right there. Oh, no, it's just the kid. And he's like, hey, the cops are following me. Can I hide here for the day? And he's like, what? And knock, knock, knock. Who is it?
And the part about that, they found the signal emanating from Lee Majors' house, Frank's house or whatever. And I kept thinking, this is the moment this kid is going to open his jacket up like Data from the Goonies, and he's going to be wired up with electronics, and he's carrying around some mobile emitter or something. And it was like totally benign. It was such a big plot hole that they found him in the first place.
Signals emanating from the school. Because the one teacher's like, what? Nothing like that could be here when they were going up steps and the cop popped his head up into the attic where the equipment was at. And I think they were following the kid and he went running that direction. That's why they just stopped at the house. And, hey, have you seen
that
this?
makes more sense.
Because I thought for about 3 seconds he was living in Lee Majors' fucking attic for a second. Like, wait.
This whole time.
When the kid gets there and he breaks the window, the cop comes up to the front door. Wouldn't you notice broken glass?
Yes! There was no broken glass, and that's where I'm like, fire that gaff guy,
They added the scene later. They had to.
fire the sound effect.
Like during that scene, while the cops are talking to him, you see Lee Major looking off to the side. And any normal circumstance that I would imagine if a cop is there and someone's looking off to the side and you can obvious movement from the lighting when the kid opens the door to the garage, I think a cop would be like, well, what's going on in there? Out of curiosity, but they didn't seem to care at all. And then the kid goes in and sees the race car, just snowballs from there.
Yeah, it does.
And yeah, it's the Porsche racer for 1972, like Eric was saying.
Wait. I got to interject if we expect anything more from these Keystone Cop characters.
They're not coming back later in the movie? Dang.
Nope, not at all.
But the kid's like, hey, you going to California? No. Why would you think that? No, I'm totally going to California. Can I come with? I don't know, man. That's kind of weird going on a Smokey and the Bandit run on roads that haven't been used in 25 years. And it's okay. I got chemicals and like electronics and stuff. Like, well, shit, I don't know. Hop in shotgun. Let's go.
Hold on, let me change my outfit. Puts on his racing suit.
Hell yeah.
What?
Yeah, less drag that way.
And the kid, no helmet, but he's got his helmet and he's got his racing suit on.
Yeah.
How did he blow the garage door up? When did he have time to rig the garage with explosives?
When he was hiding from the cop.
Yeah.
Did I miss the scene?
No. We just assumed that in the 8 seconds it took Lee Majors to be like, nope, no kids here. I guess he was already rigging a plan B into the garage door.
Oh, okay.
Again, if this was the Goonies, Data would have hit a button on the box and it would have shot out and attached to the door.
I can totally see a scene where this kid's like in the garage, like, this motherfucker narcs on me. I'm going to blow up his whole goddamn house. But yeah, it said they get in the car.
Keystone Cops are back.
So, your neighbor said a kid was just here. Like, Or no, was it the security people that like
Yeah.
told them like yeah
That have
that's right.
similar golf carts to the police.
They hop in the car, blow the garage door, and you're like, take me with you. Okay, cool, get in.
Well, real quick with the garage door blowing, I'm amazed with the 30 seconds the kid was standing there looking in. He managed to put whatever this goo is all over the garage door to lock it shut. It's explosive. I'm like, that's impressive, this kid's ability.
He's a genius.
He's Batman.
He's Race, or whatever his name is.
Ring.
Like the doorbell.
Yeah, ring.
That's one of those. Yeah. So, you know how I'm sensitive to car sound effects, right? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Never forget,
Yeah.
right? And this will go into my super fun fact about the car. When he fires it up, that is the sound, actual sound of a Porsche Flat 6 idling. And it sounds so good because it's straight piped and it's amazing. What they use for the action scenes is not quite right. And I don't know why they did that because that car is so naturally loud. It just, to me, it didn't make sense. But I was really impressed. I was like, when he fires it up and it's idling and they're dying from carbon monoxide in that scene, I was like, that's the real thing right there. That's awesome.
I have a fun fact about the car that I found.
I have some fun facts too.
I'll interject it at the appropriate time, I suppose.
All right. We're gonna have a lot of fun facts. Good, because I don't think I have that many. So yeah, they drive off, and the kid holds like the million candle power flashlight or whatever.
Do you remember those flashlights from the 80s? They sucked.
It was barely enough to light the top of the hood in front of the light.
Yeah. And it only took like 18 D-cell batteries, and
Yeah, here, plug it into the cigarette lighter in my race car. Like, what? Like, okay.
I love the fact that there just happened to be a passenger seat in it as well.
Yeah, but then they take the tunnel out of town. But oh no, there's a roadblock. How are we going to get out of this one? Hard pull to the right, explodes against the wall. Roll credits, guys. What do we think of the last chase?
At first, I was like, did he just U-turn in because you couldn't see anything. I was like, did he just do a 180 in this tunnel? He's going to drive back the other way. And then all you see is noise and blackness. Says, oh, we made a right turn in the middle of the straight tunnel. Really? What tunnel does that?
The Big Dig does that.
I'm assuming this would be like an older tunnel for water stuff because I do have it where it'll shoot off at a 45-degree angle. And a lot of older tunnels, and especially older places like London that have tunnels underground.
Yeah, we weren't in London.
But I know we're not. But
We're in New London, aka Boston.
We're in Canada, folks.
Flagstaff.
It was Looney Tunes. It was straight up Looney Tunes.
Oh,
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
popped out of the sign, it was Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, pop out the Smokey poster.
and I thought it was weird earlier in the movie he made a Smokey the Bear reference.
Yeah, he said, I got a friend in Smokey the Bear or something. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I got a friend's gonna help me out of here. Who is it? Smokey the Bear. Okay, old man, whatever you say. Okay, boomer. But yeah, then we're driving in the autumn in New England. So we see the leaves falling, and they're going upwards of 100 miles an hour. No, not really. But then, guys, at the security council from Dr. Strangelove or whatever, they call in Hawkins from DC.
This guy.
I guess he just kind of shows up and he's like, well, what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, he's going 130 miles an hour on this brand new road he's driving on that hasn't been used in 25 years.
How are they tracking his speed exactly? That's what I wanted to.
Because they
I
have
don't know.
cameras out in the middle of the woods.
Oh,
You didn't
okay.
realize that?
Ah, yeah, okay. Got
They're
it.
reading the script. That's how they're doing it. But then it's like, oh, he's going to run out of gas any minute now. And then Hawkins is like, well, there's a few inches of gas so that they can siphon every pump, every gas station in America. And I'm like, still? Really? No one's done this in 30 years? Okay.
Does gas go bad after 18 months or
Also
something?
that.
I mean, after 20 years, it might be suspect.
25 years.
It might be turpentine at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, turpentine does burn, so.
It's a race car. Can run on anything.
Exactly.
This was probably leaded fuel, which would last a little longer than the new ethanol fuel. So that's a count.
Oh, here we go. Back in my day, we ran the cars on shine.
Like, my parents have this story about, now they're divorced, but when they got married for their honeymoon, they took their CJ4 out to the middle of the Black Rock Desert in the 70s and were camping. And my dad did not notice that the fender had rubbed a hole in the gas tank on the Jeep. So they're in the middle of the desert, 30 miles from any civilization, with no gas. My dad didn't know about the hole yet. He was just like, why are we out of gas? So he dumped all of their lantern fuel into the Jeep, and apparently they just blasted right into town. And they pulled up to the gas station, like, puckada. My dad started filling it up. My mom went to the bathroom. She came out. Gas was just pouring out of the back of the Jeep. They ran into the bathroom and got the bar of soap, rubbed the bar of soap over the hole in the gas tank to plug it, finished their honeymoon, and apparently my dad didn't fix it for 3 or 4 more Jeep runs.
That's some good soap.
I do not recommend you do this at home. These are also the people who, when my radiator had a hole in it in my 1975 Ford Micro pickup, they said, just put some raw eggs in the radiator every so often and drive it around. The eggs will cook in the radiator and get stuck in the hole. And it does work, but I don't recommend it for months on end.
Wow.
It works until it works too well and clogs up the passage and overheats the motor.
I mean, it's a 1975 Ford Courier that ran on 3 cylinders. That was not its biggest problem.
That's because the fourth one was full of eggs, but we'll just leave that where it is.
Probably.
It's poaching the shit out of
Hey,
those eggs.
the truck was free from a crazy hippie, so.
You're starting to establish a pattern for us, Izzy. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That I like to buy shitty old cars and drive them around. Yes.
And you guys are wondering, I wonder if I bought a car from Izzy's dad.
No. My dad runs them into the ground.
Yeah, see, there's dozens of you out there, I'm sure. Probably lost it in a poker game or something.
No. My dad has never sold a car.
Sold a car?
He's taken people's money, but they've never actually ended up with the car. So my apologies if my dad owes any of you any money.
There's only like a 20% chance. So then, speaking of free California, we start getting a signal, or we start like hearing it on the radio, and they're like, we're getting reports of a car on its way to California, but it, shows them like stuck in the mud.
So this is Vanishing Point, the same thing, right? And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Stuck in the rain scene too. I was just like, oh man, this is pathetic. But this is the fun part. We cut back to DOT headquarters and the Penguin shows up for the first time, right?
Yeah, we see like his whole like exposition video about jets and like J.G. Williams. Like, the one guy that runs all of the boop boops at the security thing is sent to pick up this J.G. Williams, who's, Burgess Meredith, a spry 85-year-old man or whatever, because, it's the future, and I guess he flew in Nam, and so this is like 50 years later or whatever. He's basically like, would my wife send you? No? All right. You want to go fly a kite?
So weird.
Get like a Chinese history lesson as he's drinking Jack Daniels and talking about how he flew 138 missions in Nam. And then the guy's like, well, do you want to fly a jet again? What? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't think they have those anymore. But yeah, then we cut back to Hart and the kid. They're driving along. They got out of the mud. We see our first fox hunting posse. Like, it's just a bunch of yokels in West Virginia or whatever. Like, well, we gotta find this guy in the race car and put a bullet in him or something.
Is this the part where they're on the dock?
Right after they pass the people, they wound up at the dock.
Okay,
they like pull off road. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was wondering at this point, I don't know if anybody caught it, there was a reddish orange object in the water.
It was a boat, like a rowboat.
And I couldn't tell if it was a boat or if they'd crashed the car or not. But then obviously they got back. And I was like, well, that's the end of the movie right there. So that was a little strange. But that whole scene was a little strange because it was like a bonding scene, right? Like they're coming to terms with this adventure that they're now really committed to going on and getting to California. So I was like, oh, okay. Well,
It was for the fact that as Lee Majors standing on it, the kid, like after he'd been pushed in, he's going to lift the dock. But the dock doesn't move at all, but Lee Majors goes flying off like he got thrown off. I'm like,
yeah. He like damn near does a backflip on his own or whatever. Like, whoa!
I think he was supposed to be shaking it.
But he realized he's like a 45-pound kid trying to shake a dock or whatever. And so Lee Majors improv.
that's that Fall Guy stuff right there.
Exactly. Probably my favorite part of this whole movie. I'm not going to lie. We cut back to the security council or the DOT or whatever, and Hawkins is like talking to the other two people in this department. Like, what do you see? Just two guys driving across the country. Like, no, this is dangerous to the balance that we've created. It's a metaphor.
It's an allegory.
Yeah, for our system of protection and tranquility and keeping people under control so they don't do crazy things like drive cars or have opinions or chop up billionaires with guillotines or anything like that. No, this is how we keep them complacent.
This is the time where I wrote it down. I made a note. I underscored it. I bolded it. I wrote over it several times. This is the first time in a long time I've heard the word defecate be used in the movie.
Yes.
And I could not stop laughing because you have the penguin talking about defecating, and I'm just like, wait, what? What just happened?
And so, yeah, he goes on a rant. And then, yeah, this is where he talks about defecating on flowers or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then, yeah, we cut to Williams. He's put on his outfit to be, I don't know, train Rocky. Like he's got his legit Mickey outfit on. And he goes to see his jet plane, and it's dusty as fuck. And we get a nice little fix team coming in and cleaning it up and stuff for him.
There's a nice quote in there too. Remember, he walks up to the plane, he's by himself, touches the, he's like, "Never fear, Papa's here." You're like, oh God.
Oh, you think, oh God. Until it's all fixed up, it's got its new paint job, and he goes flying off in it.
It looks awesome. That's a good looking plane.
The process where they're rebuilding it, he's very involved in that. Maybe Vietnam veteran pilots had more knowledge of the aircraft, but all of the pilots I dealt with in the military had like no knowledge of anything mechanical in the aircraft. So it was amazing to see a pilot actually putting it back together.
It was a missed opportunity for all those mechanics to wear a black t-shirt and a bowler hat, and on the t-shirt it says goon, because that's what I was expecting, right? Just like a scene out of Batman.
Yeah.
Telling them all what to do, and they're just running around like idiots. I mean, it's perfect.
Oh, but he's flying in that jet plane, and he's talking to it like it's his lost love. And he's like, "Oh, that's okay, baby. I'm just going to take it nice and easy." Oh.
I wrote the quote down. Here we go. And Tanya's already cringing. "Oh, baby, that's it, baby. You're better and sexier than ever." And then he starts going, "Arr, arr," and he's like howling like a wolf.
How?
What are you doing?
Like a fucking Tex Avery cartoon.
So bad.
Cringe.
This is where he came.
It was like 1970s audio from a porn or something.
It was terrible.
So then we got a roadblock set up in West Pennsylvania for him, and I'm like, that's all they've gone in like the last 3 days? Okay, that's cool.
That's exactly what I wrote down too. I was like, that's as far as they've made it at this point? Like, holy hell.
That's how it is in all of these movies. Between New York or Boston, wherever they start, and Western Pennsylvania, that's like a 4-day drive. And then it's 18 hours from there to California.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, we see Hart and the kid, they go on the railroad tracks to like try to get around this roadblock, and they're like, "Oh man, how are we gonna do it?" The kid starts going off like, "They got like a satellite hookup and I can mess with that." So that night, I don't know, a Coke truck pulls up and like is part of the roadblock, and it's still good, and somehow the kid like blows it up and they drive the car right on through. I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this scene?
Right? And then there's that one military guy who's like, "You think this stuff is still any good?" So now you're like, this is an old Coke truck that was never unloaded.
You think gas goes bad after 6 months?
Right?
Yeah, but also Fallout, you hacks. Also, I did just have a thought.
Uh-oh.
I know, I'm scared too. We're talking about how they don't seem to know where states start and end. It is in the future. Maybe they've changed the lines.
Since we're talking about the route and how long it takes, and at one point when they're going 100 miles an hour, we estimate that that's going to be that they're going to run out of fuel in 300 miles. What was the fuel economy on the 917?
Yeah.
It was not that. At wide open throttle, it is not that.
That's why they only have to get gas like, what, maybe once in a 500-mile race, right?
According to Google, it's 2 miles a gallon.
Wow, so our van gets better mileage than that.
Oh, far better. Far better.
We get like 14.
This escape sequence, we talked about the Smokey the Bear one from earlier, was like Looney Tunes level, and the Keystone Cops, to include the military and the security guards, haven't gotten any smarter or any better. This was straight up Smokey and the Bandit chicanery.
Mm.
I mean, I busted out laughing because I forgot how cornball this scene is, and especially the fact that he's pushing his own car dressed like one. I was like, where did he get the clothes? Like, who did he mug?
And the kid got one too.
So the satellite that was up on the tracks, they flash back to the two guys that I
Oh,
guess
that's right.
they're like hog-tied in their tidy whities and t-shirts.
You know why it didn't register? Because it's such a cartoon trope that it just doesn't stick in my brain. Like, how many times have you seen that before where the guy gets knocked out and they steal his clothes? It's like Star Wars. All those movies do the same thing. You're like, all right, whatever. It's so cornball.
But guys, now we cut to the best part. They've just got past the West Pennsylvania checkpoint. We then cut to a jet flying over the American Southwest near Flagstaff.
Well, and they made a reference to Kansas at
Yes,
one point.
they said they're in Kansas. Cut to them driving in the mountains, and I'm like, there's not one fucking mountain in the entire state of Kansas. What the hell has happened in this post-apocalyptic future?
Well, also, how slow is this supersonic jet that he's flying?
What do you mean? He's flying in Arizona already.
So Lee Majors and this kid, Race Ring, whatever his name is, they're stealing gas wherever they can find it.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. We'll suspend disbelief here. Where is the plane getting refueled?
I wondered that.
Yeah.
Well, the one time he landed, the guy was like, well, you can refill while you're there, right? And it's like, he's in the middle of nowhere, but okay. Apparently there was a fuel station.
What's the fuel economy on that jet again? Is it similarly 2 miles to gallon?
It
or-
is a negative number, I believe.
Yeah, it's gallons per mile. Yeah.
Many aircraft burn almost half their fuel just taking off.
Good Lord.
They're in the air is actually really efficient, but on the ground is when they're not.
Not the way he was flying. That thing wasn't efficient. My God.
Yeah, 8 feet off the ground, half the movie. Yeah. So yeah, they're flying in America somewhere, and that night, Hart and the kid, they stop, have a little campfire, and the kid's like, "Well, what do you do besides race cars?" "What? Oh, wait, did you have a son about my age?" "Yeah, a little older, but whatever." And that conversation goes fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
I feel like they didn't get the script, like the day they were shooting it. They're just kind of like trying to improv, but then it's like,
I can't talk to this kid. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm the fall guy in this one.
Because I think it was before the boat or the water on the dock thing. We already passed the time where the kid is like whining like a little bee about
Oh,
not
yeah,
being
yeah.
able to drive. And I'm like, how do you even know how to drive?
You don't trust me.
Cars have been outlawed since you've been born. And you're going to get in a race car and drive it?
If memory serves me correctly, when he's in the garage, he's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
"It's a car. It's a little before your time." And not 12 hours later, he's like, "You won't even let me drive." And I'm like, you don't know how to start this, dude. Like, you're lucky I let you sit here instead of in the trunk, which doesn't exist.
Oh.
Which is where he stores his transfer pump. Don't forget.
And his helmet.
Yeah. All this extra stuff that they have. Okay, so where were we now? We were the hell.
Oh, well,
were
we're 18 hours later because they had the one
They're in
night.
Kansas. The mountains of Kansas.
So now we're in the middle of southern Utah
Oh, we're in Utah. Okay, we left the mountains of Kansas.
or Arizona. I don't know. Like, it's all kind of blurs.
Castle Rock or whatever that's called out there, where he flies through the first time. I was like, that looks like Utah.
Yeah, it all looks like was it Monument Valley or
Yeah, Monument Valley. That's it.
Grand Escalante staircase, like all that. Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, they're in Utah. Where's the car? Oh, I guess the car's there now too because they hear the jet. And it's like, all right, that's cool. You get a little flyby, and
Not just a flyby though. It's bap, 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 as he's going by.
oh, that's right. Yeah, this is where they shoot up the Shell station and everything. That's
Yep.
right. And Hart gets hit in the shoulder. Oh, fuck! They pull off into the trees, so the jet has no idea where they are because it's not like it has a what's the term, bird's eye view of everything for miles in every direction.
And that car is so camouflaged in the woods too, you know.
Yeah, this bright like Ferrari red, orange, whatever race car.
In an area where the trees are very sporadic.
Again, plot holes galore.
The only tracks for 1,000 miles because there's no cars out there.
Various points up to this, they've taken it on terrain that I wouldn't imagine be very comfortable in that car.
You know, this is the stuff Dan thinks about that never crosses my mind.
This thing's crossed my mind too, because have we made it to where they were suddenly in snow?
Mhm. Yeah.
And these MFers are in an open cabin thing. It's cold enough for there to be snow. You would be dying.
Yes. And then they say something like, "We need to get to lower ground." And I'm like in a river? Is that what you're looking to do? And so they park in a field
Yep.
where a jet couldn't possibly see them.
Nope.
And then he's like, "All right, kid, you start driving." And then like the kid can't start it because, he doesn't know what he's doing, probably. Also, is probably out of gas. Also, oh shit, is that guy dead?
He started it and he started going.
He stalled out.
Well, I was like, did you stall it or did it run out of gas? Because I was
Yeah.
like, okay, he stalled it, but then it's like it wouldn't turn back on. I'm like, so is it out of gas? Like,
And then it starts zooming in, and Hart, he's laying in the chair like he's fucking dead. He's like passed out or taking a nap or whatever.
losing all that blood.
Oh, what's going on here? Cut to them just back on the road driving. Like, okay, where's that?
Not only are they driving, but this is the first time we see the plane like almost in land condition.
It's a
chasing it.
dream. It was a dream.
Was it a dream?
sequence.
Was
Yes.
it?
if you paid attention, because I was like, what's going on? There was only a single person in the car and they were wearing a helmet. So, and then he woke up in the bed. So he was dreaming it.
Oh,
Okay.
but still, we had some stunt flying because the plane was like near touchdown conditions chasing the car. That was a really cool shot to see the car coming and then like the heat waves coming off the asphalt and the plane. And I thought that was pretty epic.
Yeah, but then we cut to him waking up in a bed on an Indian reservation, and I'm like, God damn it, movie.
But we do see the car get towed in by the horses, I think it is.
Exactly why I'm
Yeah.
like, then is it out of gas?
I'm with you on the fact of it being out of gas because other than that, had he stalled it, anybody who's ever stalled a manual vehicle, it kind of bucks a little bit, but it was more like just tapered off, like shutting off. And it being towed in by the horses, I do think it ran out of fuel.
There you go.
I don't know how they got the fuel to leave later. The horses must have pissed in the tank, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, methane.
They made it on the res. That's what they did.
Yeah. They all keep their poop for methane and, use it usually for campfires, but
Isn't that the science, right? If you leave poop in water long enough, it'll create nitric acid. Then that's volatile. The whole, I don't know. I'm not a chemist, but I heard that's a
that's
thing.
where the whole ship high in transit thing comes in.
They could have had a still in the cave where they had that car.
Oh, there we go.
That's true.
Man.
But guys, we finally decided, you know what? We should have a second female character in this movie because we had the chick from the DOT or whatever.
Oh, babe, this is the third one because the teacher.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there was the
I guess
teacher.
that
My
counts.
mistake.
Yeah, that counts.
Lucky third.
Well, we had his wife for like 30 seconds crying on a video.
I mean, okay. Gosh, I guess
There's so many women in this film.
guys, I think this passed the Bechdel test.
We've actually got like a fairly early on credit at the end of the movie, which amazed me for the fact that I think it was just like a video of her and it wasn't live action of her in the movie.
It would have been better if it was Farrah Fawcett. That would have been perfect. But anyway, whatever.
Well, more on that in fun facts. So yeah, this lady that I guess at the Indian reservation, though, I think she's late to be one of Charlie's angels. She was basically like, "Hey, how's it going? You feeling better? Sure. Where the fuck am I? Oh yeah, you're on an Indian reservation. We reclaimed it after everybody left, and I've been out here for like 8 years. Exposition, blah blah blah." And then they store the car in the mine. So then we cut to Captain Williams, and he's at the Pima airplane junkyard in Arizona now, looking at all the old jets. He's like reporting back to the DOT like, "Hey, I lost him." And then he's like flying a kite, just kind of toying with them like, "Oh, I don't know. It's going to take me a while flying around to find him." He's just dragging it out so he can fly around in his plane for like the rest of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And then, the widow back at the Indian reservation, she's giving her whole backstory. Oh, that's right. The DOT, you think they might be at this Indian reservation or whatever. Do we have anyone in the area that can like go check for us? Like, well, we could talk to Utah. I don't know. They're tough to deal with, those goddamn Mormon Zionists. And I'm like, wow, this is the future.
The not too distant future.
I think this is the part where we cut back to the point where I wrote down in my notes hoedowns and hot air balloons.
Yeah, we cut to a fucking hootenanny.
Yeah.
That was what was missing the whole time.
This is what this movie needed.
Yeah. Hart starts giving his sad backstory or whatever, and then it's like, smash cut to them at a bar. Square dancing and shit.
Did you notice there was no aluminum foil anywhere in that bar?
No, but cut to post coitus.
Oh my God. It was like one day. I'm like, wow, that was fast. And the kid, you love her? I'm like, what? He just met her.
This is so mandatory of movies of this period. Terrible.
So yeah, then the kid's like trying to add like the radio to the car. So we can keep tabs on things. But then he overhears like a walkie-talkie transmission about him. All right, execute Plan Alpha.
Oh yeah, Plan Alpha. We've labeled the plan. We've got a mission, all set up. Where's Beta, Charlie, Delta, right? There's got to be multiple plans, and they must be in escalation form. Hell no. Plan Alpha, shoot up the village. Let's do it. Just massacre everybody.
Things escalated quickly.
I assume Plan B was napalm.
That's my point. If Plan Alpha was that severe, what was Plan Beta?
Add the words "or else." like Demolition Man.
You don't know how to use the seashells?
Yeah, right. Oh, by the way, the security for this Indian reservation was it her dad or grandpa used to be like a New York cop, but like the oldest man you've ever seen.
They should have had Don Knotts play the character.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Barney Fife sees this like SWAT team come in and he's like, put them up, fuckers. And of course, like shoots one of them and they just RoboCop his ass.
Worst thing is that there was no words exchanged. It was just he sees them, pulls the gun out of the holster, and fires. There was no questions, no conversation. It was just like open fire.
Yeah.
This is so much better than the imagery I had. I kept thinking about Ernest Goes to Jail. Remember the old guy, the security guard, and every time he fired the gun, he'd get knocked backwards.
Yeah, of course, mayhem ensues as this elite squadron comes in and starts taking out unsuspecting women and children. Hart's running around. He's like, "Where's Eudora? I need to find Eudora." And I love how like the one Indian guy like is like, "No, just leave. They're looking for you. If they ask me, I'm going to tell them where you are. So just go." Yeah, we then cut to them on the road, and I'm like, wow, we missed a really daring escape somehow. How they got the car out of the mine,
Refueled.
got it on the road, past the elite SWAT team, through a field, onto the main road. You couldn't even throw a dream sequence in there to cut it up? No? All right.
Plan Alpha. It was all Plan Alpha.
I'm like, yeah, that was easy. And then, okay, now, back at the DOT, not only do they have access to every security camera ever and satellites and all that shit, apparently they have access to the Star Wars program and lasers all over the American Southwest desert.
This was such a Dr. Evil moment. I was like, I literally wrote down lasers. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, they had the guy playing around with it. You know, see him blow up a bunch of cactus. And then Hawkins, you know, the evil guy from DC, he's like, "Can you set that to automatic? Cool. Why don't you give me the key now?" But if it's automatic, it's just going to shoot anything that goes through that area. Exactly. And of course, that's the road they're about to pass on or whatever. And
Bum, bum, bum. Even though I know this movie predates the one I'm about to reference, if you guys remember the James Bond film where Sean Connery came back after being retired from James Bond, Never Say Never Again, there's that scene where he's playing against the villain in that video game and it's like electroshocking them, but they're flying the nukes. They're sort of real missiles, but they're not. And like this whole scene, I was like, that's where they got their inspiration from for that Bond film, was from this, because it reminded me of that very, very much.
so they park. And the jet lands by them. You know, Williams flies in by the jet wherever it lands. And they just sit there, like, perfectly still, staring at each other. And this is where Hart's just like, he just wants to chase. He's not even concerned about whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, kid, you're going to stay here, and I'm going to play chicken with this goddamn jet plane. The kid, like, tackles Hart. And he's like, we're going to be dry, blah, blah, blah. Why are you doing this? We can just keep going. Of course, we get the whole Terry thing, like, I don't want to lose you.
Barf.
Is that what's going on? All right. Then they play chicken. Oh my God, the guy at the DOT is like, oh, 150 miles an hour, 160, 170, get up to like 250. Like it takes for fucking ever. It's the equivalent of in Speed 2 cruise control when the guy's counting down the knots as the ship is going through the port and the town and everything. He's like, 3 knots. Like for 4 minutes of destruction, 2 knots. Fucking dumb. Basically, the jet ends up swerving out of the way and cheers, I guess, from the Department of Transportation. Okay, cool. I must not be that vested in this movie anymore. Sorry, guys. I don't know. And then we cut to the kid being back in the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
At full speed. And I'm like, when the fuck did that happen?
Okay, but the real quick thing, when they're playing chicken, you see that hesitation from him to shift a gear, and I think that was like the purpose of that point in the movie was him overcoming his fear that he mentioned about the accident with the racing when he, because he kind of hesitates, and then he's like, the hell, then he throws into the next gear and just hammer down towards the jet.
It was very anime-esque. I must give it my all. And then goes Super Saiyan and does 250 miles an hour. It was amazing.
You can do it, Speed Racer.
Kid back in the car blew my mind as well. I was like,
Yeah, that was weird. Was he running behind him like Speedy Gonzalez the whole time?
He was hiding there the whole time.
He was on his
so sneaky.
hoverboard. That's what it was. Tethered on a hoverboard.
Well, so yeah, the jet's chasing behind him again. They're trying to like communicate like with the radio, and he's like, "Hey, I'm fine, good, kid," or you're doing all right. Hey, you knew I was bluffing or whatever. I don't know. They're talking on the radio, and back at DOT, Hawkins is hearing, and he's like, "Jam that signal and make sure the lasers are ready to go." But Burgess Meredith I don't think he knew until after the radio
Yeah.
signals jam, but then he's like, you gotta look out, there's lasers up ahead. Hello, can you hear me? And they're like trying to communicate with like once for yes, twice for no, kind of like shit with the flashlight. It takes too damn long.
It was awful.
And then the jet blows up a trailer in front of him, and they're like, oh no, he's opening fire again. Like, no, otherwise he'd be shooting at us instead of random trailers. Blowing up the trailer like got him to stop like momentarily,
Yeah.
but then
I wrote down the following sequence because
go for it.
To your
yeah.
point, this took way too long.
Mhm.
In a movie that was already too long. I wrote laser attacks plane, plane attacks laser, eventually kamikaze into laser ground station.
No. Hold on, because plane attacks laser, misses.
Mhm.
Plane drops 2 bombs simultaneously, hits 2 different targets on each side of the road. Exactly.
Yep.
He was using the machine gun to strafe the laser. He used the bombs for the single wides that just so conveniently people, I guess, were living right next to the road in the middle of the day.
100%.
yeah.
Use the bombs on the laser. It may have been effective, but who knows?
Everything we described here was way more interesting than what we actually saw. I just want to point that out.
You got Burgess Meredith like howling at the moon as he jet pedos into the laser and explodes. And the whole thing like, it's my chance to wear my medals after 30 years. One of you guys might understand that. And I'm like, no, probably not. But that's cool.
So I picked up on that line. And again, we were talking about chronology earlier, like what time period, what year is this set in? And if he fought in Nam, and after I get to wear my medals after 30 years, so is it the 90s then? Like,
Yeah.
When is this taking place?
It's actually 50 years ago, but he thinks it's 30 because he may have a little bit of dementia.
Because he's 112.
Yeah. He thinks Batman was 15 years ago, and it's like, oh no, not in this movie.
I figure this took place late 90s, early 2000s because a comment that's made later by the one guy back at the DOT or whatever.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah. According to Fun Facts, I just looked it up. It is set in the year 2011.
The year 2000.
This last part. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Lasers down. And then this is when Hart and the kid decide to stop the car.
Yep.
I don't know. They go to check the crash rubble because I don't know what they're expecting to find other than perhaps a charred corpse.
No body, no death. That's what I wrote.
I'm just amazed that the flask was sitting there and he picks it up.
Yeah.
That thing should have been nuclear hot, too.
Oh,
but it
yeah,
wasn't.
totally. But guys, it's okay. You know why? The kid says the line, I think we're there. Cut to them at the California border. I assume it's Zizix on a bridge somewhere. They're surrounded by a dozen people that are like, hey, welcome, blah, blah, blah. And then we cut back to Hawkins at the DOT, and he's like,
whoa, hold on. Oh, hold on. No.
Go for it. Go for it.
Did anybody else notice that California looked like Munchkin Land?
Very green suddenly.
It was wild, and buildings are fuchsia and stuff. Like, if you pause and look, you're like, it looks like Munchkin Land.
Oh, are you talking about the matte painting or whatever? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the matte paintings in this are great because they're like literally, I think, cut from like sci-fi novels or whatever. I was waiting to see like the Jetsons car flying around or something.
It was wild. All right, so we cut back to the DOT.
And Hawkins is there and he's like, well, that's it. It's a symbol. There's going to be cars fucking everywhere. And we're going to lose our whole grip on society because this old dude and this kid drove 3,000 miles over the course of 3 months. Who knows? Time is a construct. It's going to set us back to the 90s, he says.
To the 80s. Because I re-listened to it. He goes, this could set us back to the 80s.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
the 80s? Oh, I swear. Okay.
He said that.
But then it shows the presidential seal roll credits.
Oh my God.
What the
I was
fuck?
literally, I was like, it's over? That's it?
Yeah. This is like Stephen King wrote the ending on this fucking thing because it's like, oh, look, we're here now. Oh, well, I guess that's the end.
This is the shortest long movie I've ever watched.
Dude, so fucking rough.
It was an hour 45 that flew by, and that ending just cemented it as well. It was like, that's it? It's over? Seriously?
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, that's The Last Chase. Tanya, would you recommend it?
Oh, with a big sigh on that one.
Over some of the other movies, yes, that we've watched.
She's specifically talking about the stuntman.
No, but
Yeah.
I think I would.
Over the stuntman, over trading paint, over senior trip.
Yeah, I think I'd recommend it. Like, it wasn't totally hateful. Somehow it kept moving, even though it was so long.
Shortest long movie ever.
I don't understand.
All right, how about you, Eric?
I actually like this movie. It's sort of charming. It's stupid. It's fun. Escape from reality. I really like the car, obviously. Talk about that in the fun facts part. But I like a good car chase, right? I mean, the 7-Ups and Vanishing Point and all those movies are kind of a similar ilk. So for me, this brings back those memories and they're kind of fun as a kid. You're like, yeah, it's cartoony, just like Cannonball Run is in a way. And it's got all these aspects, but it doesn't take itself to the extremes that those other movies do. It sort of sits in the middle. And if you can find it and you can watch it, I would say definitely take a peek at it. It's a Lee Majors treasure out of his 130 credits. You know, it's definitely one right up at the top.
Right up there with Musketeers Forever. How about you, Mountain Man Dan? Not Mountain Mike.
I think for Eric, the reason he likes it so much is he didn't have to like flip out because of the auditory sounds. Because if those sounds were wrong, he would hate this movie.
I mean, there's plenty of things to hate about this movie, but in general, I like it.
As for recommended to people, if they want like the nostalgic 1970s film movie, I'd be like, yeah, it's a cool older chase concept. I don't even hate the overbearing government aspect of it too, because that's kind of cool. Because there's tons of movies that are like that where the rebellion against it, you know, no matter what movie it may be. So it's worth watching, but yeah, it's definitely not the worst one we've watched, but it's definitely not the best either.
You heard it here first. Mountain Man Dan likes an overbearing government.
No. I like the rebellious part.
They're rebelling against
He
it.
likes
Oh,
people
okay.
breaking several felonies in cars. Is what he likes.
Oh,
Come
okay.
on.
Excellent.
Come on.
How about you, babe? Would you recommend this movie?
Look, this is definitely not the worst movie we've watched, even with these nice folk.
That's true.
Yeah, this movie felt like it was 4.5 hours long. The pacing is rough on this, and I am a fan of 70s movies. I'm usually a fan of 70s pacing, but also it loses stars because there's no hand grenades.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
that's
is
true.
very Death Race 2000 and blah, blah, blah.
It's Death Race 2000 without the fun.
I was thinking of this like the entire goddamn time. It's basically over the top.
Without the fun or the charisma.
Yeah, it's basically just an old dude and a kid just driving along, having stupid conversations that go fucking nowhere. And then occasionally you cut to Robert Loggia trying to kill them. Kill one of them, I guess, specifically. But it's like, at least in Over the Top, you have all the guys like chugging oil or whatever in their little wrestling promos for arm wrestling. But this is a tough recommend because if you want to see one of those movies of like racing across America for whatever reason, I feel like originally this movie was like 2.5 hours long, and they're like, God help you if it's over an hour and 42 minutes. And they're like, well, shit, I guess I can just cut out the third act, really. Who really needs that shit? That's easy.
That's Lee Majors in Munchkin Land. That's what the third act is.
Oh, looks like we're here. I assume that line was 80 yard. I got to go back to my home planet now. Boop, 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 boop. Where's Poochie? Well, then we're going to take a quick commercial break. Oh, but when we come back, we have more beer.
What?
Fun facts.
Yeah.
And what we learned from The Last Chase.
Ba, ba, ba.
Oh.
We need more beer, don't we?
Yeah, sure. All right, and we're back.
Oh my God, Steve, those are the greatest ads I've ever added in the history of adding.
Oh, she said it.
They're better than arguing with my mother.
All right. Hey, babe, would you like a beverage?
Oh, please, for the love of God, please.
Well, luckily from 21st Amendment Brewery. Ooh, in San Francisco, California. Yeah.
Munchkin Land.
Hell or High Twilight Citrus Wheat Ale, 5.6% alcohol by volume.
Guys, at the time of this here recording, this is in fact our first time trying this beer. We love the Hell or High Watermelon, which is a watermelon wheat ale that is not terribly sweet, but just crazy refreshing.
Mm-hmm. And this is an ale brewed with sweet orange peel. There we go.
Ooh.
My top.
It's top.
Nice. And the pour down my throat.
Yeah, it smells really bright and citrusy right on the nose. Like, it smells like mandarin oranges.
Oh, yeah. This is like orange juice. Pretty smooth and...
Yeah, this tastes like a mimosa where pouring the champagne and it'll just like a splash of orange juice.
It's a brewmosa.
It's a brewmosa. You know what? I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, this on a hot day, heck yeah.
Yeah, not bad. That's the 21st Amendment Hell or High Twilight.
Highly recommend, guys. 21st Amendment Brewing is really good.
You guys still drinking from your well or whatever?
Oh, this Iron Brew is just.
Nom, 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 nom.
Is something wrong with your camera? It looks like you're vibrating.
Pretty much.
His set his body to blur.
Outside of the fact that the chair's trying to kill me every time I move around, the hairs on the back of my neck are literally standing up and I've gotten super warm. So it gives me the same effect as having a beer.
He feels the money hairs on the back of his neck going woo woo woo.
You heard that too?
Yeah. Guys, watch Congo. It's the 30th anniversary. It's the greatest movie ever made. Would anybody be interested in fun facts about this movie?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Are they? Fun facts, super fun facts, because fun facts.
Well, let's find out. All right, first off, Rotten Tomatoes. There is one critic review from Tony Crawley of Starburst. Apparently, that's a publication. July 26, 2022. It has a few delusions of grandeur, but the pace is fine. It's not. The effects very special, and the footage shot in the Arizona desert is simply terrific. Fresh. There is one critic review, and it is fresh. But what do you think the audience score is?
Abysmal. Is that a number we can choose? Is abysmal?
I think that's Izzy's super generous 17% for abysmal.
I do believe that is my super generous 17%, because you're being generous at 17%.
Any other guesses?
I also
Did you say 9?
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's savage.
Is it the audience or the critics percent?
Audience. There was just the one critic review, but it was fresh.
I think the audience liked it more than 17%.
So 18%, or what are we?
30s.
Okay.
32? We need a specific number.
Oh,
This
you
is
need
how
a
the game is
specific number.
played.
37.
All right, perfect. Eric.
I'm going to go with abysmal as my first guess, but I'm sort of leaning. I'm going to go 23. 23, Bob.
Tanya wins 43% with the audience, just
Wow.
under half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tanya.
I couldn't find anything about the worldwide gross, but any guesses on the budget for this movie?
Is it in loonies or in dollars?
I think I have it in dollars. Dollary dues.
1981. How
Mhm.
expensive would that plane have been to rent and shoot? Because everything else was pretty low budget. Those golf carts and the Smokey the Bear poster.
Yeah. That was probably a PSA tax write-off or something.
How much did they spend? 500 grand.
No, that low?
Yeah, Lee Majors don't roll out of bed for less than that.
This was earlier in his career, so he wasn't as expensive. Got to take that into account.
Yeah, it wasn't the fall guy yet, right? He hasn't really made it.
Oh yeah, he wasn't making that TV stunt money. Yeah, that's right.
I'm really bad at this. I don't know how much movies cost.
Get the last one right.
She got close, like horseshoes and hand grenades, but you know.
She won. Give it to her.
All right, what do you got there, Mountain Man Mike? I mean, God, now Steve's got me saying.
Got him.
I'm thinking around like 680.
Oh, you're going that low still? I'm gonna go $2.5 million.
It's $70 though, right? So you got to adjust for inflation. In today's world, that's like $13 million.
All right, guys. $4.9 million budget.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that in today's dollars?
Closest again.
30, 40 million? Like,
For anybody that cares, $31 million by today's standards.
yeah, it was pretty high budget for the time. The film takes place in 2011. Did you guys want to do your fun facts and then I'll fill in with anything else I might have?
So super fun facts with respect to the car. Normally I would throw this in somewhere earlier when we were talking, but I held it to the end. I wanted to respect everything I learned from movies, fun facts, and the fact that I learned something. When I saw this the first time, I was like, oh yeah, it's a Porsche, it's a race car. I always thought something was off because it sits a little high. Like the Porsches don't look like they're off-roaders generally. And there was something wrong with the geometry of the car. It's a little too small. So I started digging into it, did a little research, and it turns out that this is not a Porsche, but it does use Porsche body panels that were shortened to fit a 1973 Chevron, but it does have a Porsche engine in it. So it's this whole ex-Can-Am Series 2 car, just bastardization.
So I have a conflicting fact.
Really?
And I don't know the validity of it, but there was an article about the car and everything, and somebody, for what it's worth, in the commentary section, they said it's a replica. I worked on the film as a production assistant. It was shot in Toronto, Canada, Tucson, Flagstaff, and Scottsdale, Arizona in October, December 1979. Maybe there were a few shots of an actual Porsche 917, but any shot with Lee Majors driving is a replica. Majors insisted on doing his own driving Even when getting driven to the movie set in a normal car, he would drive it himself with his assigned film union driver sitting in the passenger seat next to him. He skidded and crashed the replica car a few times as he tended to be pretty reckless behind the wheel. Nice guy, though, ego-wise for a movie star. The jet aircraft was an F-86 Sabre.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
even in the credits that the plane was the plane. What got me about this though is, and I'm wondering if this is why the film can only be viewed in the deepest, darkest parts of the interwebs, out of these strange vaults and blood banks or whatever you guys called it, is because Porsche's really, really tight on stuff with their name on it. And if it's not the real deal, they probably have put the kibosh on this film. And that's why you can't get it in a normal way. Ferrari's very similar, and they're very sensitive about the use of their emblem and their name and all that kind of stuff. So again, to your point, I think we have an agreement, Tanya, that the car is not a real Porsche, although it has a Porsche engine in it. It's a Chevron is what I found out is the under chassis. And then, as you said, it's a replica of a 917/10 from that era. So
it's possible there was actual shots, but I couldn't tell if there was. But a replica done well, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, if you look at like the Mark Donahue 917, it's much bigger. This thing is really small. It's like trying to fit 917 body on a golf cart. It looked wrong proportionally. And that's to me what made me start digging into it, because now with older and much wiser encyclopedic eyes, I'm like, when I was younger, it's like, oh yeah, Porsche. Rrr. Now I'm like, that's something ain't right about this car. So there's our super fun fact.
Nice. Is that the only one you got?
I mean, car related, sure.
Got a couple.
Oh.
Was there a square body in this film, Dan?
No, there wasn't. Station wagon was a Pontiac though, so that's a GM. Does that count?
Yeah, there you go. You checked
Hey.
something off the list. You're good.
Well, other than that, just with a little research I did, the golf cart is actually a Davis 500 golf cart that they made to be what it was.
Only you would spend the time to look something like that up.
I didn't purposely look for it, but it came up when I was looking for some other stuff. So for the F-86 Sabre, being an aircraft, top speed on that is 650 mile an hour.
Air speed or ground speed?
Not 100% sure on that. When I was looking up, it just said 650 miles per hour for top speed. It was introduced in 1949 and retired in 1980.
Dang.
Yeah. So it had a pretty lengthy life for what it was during that time. And then this being a chase across the country, one of the big things that I wanted to throw out there for all the people, which I'm disappointed in how slow it took them to get across, because in 2020, there was a record set. It took 25 hours and 39 minutes going from, I believe it was New York to California. In this movie, it should have been wide open, because the average speed for that run in 2020 was an average speed of 112 miles per hour during that run. He was hitting 150. He should have been able to maintain that the whole way, and it would have taken, 12 hours?
No, but see, it couldn't, because he had to spend
Stop for the gas
12
and siphon
hours
it out
siphoning
and-
fuel out of the bottom of a derelict fuel tank.
With no extra jerry cans either, right? I mean, what survivalist post-apocalyptic BS is this? You know what I mean?
But there's a couple of tidbits that I had to throw out there.
That Sabre is a good-looking plane, though. Ooh, that black.
Yeah, it's nice.
Man,
Yeah, the black with the yellow racing stripe or whatever on it. Oh,
so
hell yeah.
good.
And what was with the dragon?
Who cares? Looked awesome. That's all that mattered.
Yes, I'm just saying the dragon on the tail, it made it pop even more. But I'm just it just seemed out of place.
No, it didn't. It looked epic. That was for all of us kids that grew up in the 80s that watched Mask. You remember that cartoon series, Mask?
Yeah.
That plane was straight out of Mask. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it was expected that Lee Majors was to break into theatrical roles beginning with this film. However, it is believed that due to the film's poor box office performance, along with his wife having an affair while he was away filming it, that's right, this is when Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal got together, Majors decided to stay in television and never return to movies as a headlining star.
Wow. ...
Until Musketeers Forever? No,
Yeah.
that's never been played in a theater, I guarantee you.
Straight to DVD. Mm.
This movie was riffed by MST Mystery Science Theater 3000 in its initial season that aired on KTMA. Where is that?
Again, Porsche put the kibosh on that. That's where that is.
Okay, so it's one of those that you can't find anywhere. All right. And the DVD released by Code Red in 2011 and currently long out of print as of 2024 contains the director's cut of the movie.
That has all the nudie scenes that we didn't see, or what?
Yeah, running about a minute longer and restoring nudity to the sex club sequence and other moments trimmed by the producers to get a PG rating. Most versions shown on streaming or illegally uploaded to YouTube are the shorter version of the film. What? No. But ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the most important part.
Yes.
What did we learn from the last chase? Eric, would you like to go first?
No, I would like to go last.
I'll say. Mountain Man Dan, how about you?
It was way over budget, is what I've learned. Holy hell. The budget, I was still trying to wrap my head around that. Because the quality of the movie was nowhere near what that budget should have been.
Well, 2 million went to Lee Majors,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like 500,000 went to Burgess.
Fuel for the jet. It adds up, you know.
And then there was another whatever for how many of these replicas he must have skidded and crashed allegedly.
Including that one in the lake.
I'm telling you, there was a car in that water.
Drug out Portland with them flying around, burning up jet fuel. That must be where the money went. So now it makes a little more sense, but still.
No, it was the lasers. When you have laser technology,
It was that dream sequence.
that was some good
That
flying.
4-second dream sequence. How about you, Tanya? What did you learn from this movie to help you in the future apocalypse?
So I learned that in a future dystopian apocalyptic world that had been previously plagued by a pandemic and the government decided that nobody should have any form of transportation, they can have laser turret satellite things in the middle of the desert and yet can't figure out how people can travel other than on a bicycle or by foot.
And electric golf
There you
carts.
go. Yeah, and electric golf carts, yeah.
Outside of the obvious that we all discover, I think we all learned the kid's name at some point.
Yeah, and the credits.
That was a learning moment for everybody here. But outside of that, I discovered that aluminum foil is both good for protecting you from aliens, but more importantly, it protects you against Big Brother government seeing your debauchery. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say venereal disease.
Well, that too.
I mean, that's it.
Because some people believe you could wrap something in aluminum foil like that and create a Faraday cage.
Hey,
Worst
hey, hey,
condom ever.
guys, this is the 70s. That's still tin.
There you go.
They may be having some points.
How about you, babe? What did you learn besides tin?
Sorry. Chair is the pain of my existence.
I learned that Eric has a vendetta against his chair, and that I think we're gonna have to crowdfund him the $140 for a new one because he's too busy importing caffeine drinks from Ireland or Scotland or something, like somewhere in Europe, and those tariffs are
Freedom!
really gonna catch up.
100%.
But from this movie, ooh, there's so much that you could learn from this movie. But I guess what I learned is in the not too distant future that abandoned gas stations still have 25-year-old perfectly fine fuel, and race cars will run spectacularly on it.
Perfect. I was wondering when somebody was going to mention that. But
I am still angry about that. That's like I am angry at every movie where cars drive in reverse more than 40 miles an hour.
yeah. I learned. I say this all the time, but I just scream out, "It's a metaphor!" Like, I don't think I've ever heard Hawkins rant before, but like I say it the exact same way, and I have no idea where you get that from. It's a
Apparently you also say
metaphor.
this as a kid because you 100% say that all the time.
Yeah. It's about a system of protection and tranquility by taking away rights. And, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ugh. But guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Everything I Learned from Movies. I understand you also have a podcast. Is that correct?
We do indeed. We have several of them now under the banner of the Motoring Podcast Network. Break Fix is our flagship podcast. So if you want to keep up with all of the updates from our shows, you can find us on the social medias to include all of everything on the metaverse and Blue Sky at Motoring Podcast Network. And if you want to keep up with me, Tanya, Mountain Man Dan, and all the characters over Grand Touring Motorsports, you can do at Grand Touring Motorsports. And then be sure to check out our Patreon and also our digital magazine over at gtmotorsports.org.
Woohoo!
Tanya, Mountain Man Dan, can we find you anywhere?
Nope. They're hiding from the government. These are my bunker people.
That's right.
Hey, look at Tanya. She ain't even got lights on.
Yeah, right.
So which one of us are going to be buried in the car underground?
That's you, my friend. You're like Marvin Boggs from Red. That's all I'm saying. That's the only imagery people need.
Right. Babe, are you on social media at all?
I am. You can find me everywhere at Untidy Venus. That's a goddess who's bad at housekeeping. I'm on all the social medias at Untidy Venus. I will also be up and down the state of Utah selling my goods and wares for all of the foreseeable molten summer
Yeah.
that is
Guys,
coming.
I compiled the list. Still a lot of shows. Not as many as last year, but
No, we're taking it
holy
easy this year, but we did just get approved for 22 weeks of farmers markets.
crap.
You got to make sure you add in there, Izzy, tariff-free goods.
I do have tariff-free goods. I mean, really do try and source as much stuff, honestly, guys, like as local as possible. And I've actually decided this year, honestly, I decided around January for no reason whatsoever to cut back on some of my other products and just really focus on some of my handmade stuff and really just lean into more of some of my like women, anarchy, terrorism, and cute animals.
And insanely accurate potato cannons. Don't know why. And of course, me, I'm everywhere on all the major podcatchers and everything I learned from movies. First up directly on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Bluesky at EILF Movies. That's everything I learned from movies. Eric, take us home.
I don't have a closeout for this one.
What?
Just like the movie, we're going to pan to the crest of America and stop.
Guys, I guess we're there. It's a symbol. Roll credits.
We hope you enjoyed another awesome episode of Break Fix Podcast, brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or get involved, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Grand Touring Motorsports. And if you'd like to learn more about the content of this episode, be sure to check out the follow-on article at gtmotorsports.org. We remain a commercial-free and no annual fees organization through our sponsors, but also through the generous support of our fans, families, and friends through Patreon. For as little as $2.50 a month, you can get access to more behind-the-scenes action, additional pit stop minisodes, and other VIP goodies, as well as keeping our team of creators fed on their strict diet of Fig Newtons, gummy bears, and Monster. So consider signing up for Patreon today at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. And remember, without you, none of this would be possible.